I'm Teresa from Gingi and Luna, and I'm going to teach you guys how to teach your cats tricks. I'm going to show you a couple tricks before we wait for Tania to join. Come, Looney, come, num-nums. Okay, sits, high five, sits, sits, high five. Good kitty. Here you go. Here we go. Yay, there's lots of people here. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to teach your cats tricks. Okay, so they know how to come to me, they know how to sit, they know how to high five, they know how, she knows how to lick, he knows how to touch with his nose on my finger, and they both know how to spin, not amazingly well, but they do know how to spin, and they both know how to give me a paw. So I'm going to be teaching you guys all of that and showing you guys what I do, how I do it. This is my first live, so if I have a lot of bloopers, I can't edit this stuff out. Linny, lick. No, I want you to lick. Good girl. There was nothing on my finger, so she was a little bit hesitant, but she knows how to do it. Touch. Gingi, touch. Good boy. Okay, paw. Oh, good girl. Paw. Paw. Good boy. Here you go. I hope you guys can see all of that. Just hoping for the joint. I know. See, she's eager. She really wants a treat, so she's giving me a little paw. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Oh, I realized the cut is going to be different now. I have to aim this down a little bit. Here, let's move back.
Yeah, I can see perfect.
Okay, awesome.
Oh my God, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty excited about today's session. I know this is a topic that not just cat people are interested in, also dog people, believe me.
Yeah.
Because I know
It's
cats.
easier to train dogs.
I know. Training a cat can be very, very challenging. And, even for simple tricks, they have, different attention spans, different learning styles. So it's just a different approach. So I know you're the queen of this topic. That's why I'm super excited. I'm eager to learn more about. So thank you so much for the invitation.
So
Yeah.
excited. Okay. Well, you haven't seen any tricks, have you? Linny.
No.
Oh, high five.
Oh, look at that.
Good
Oh,
girl.
oh,
Here you go.
so cute.
Gingi, sit. Good boy.
Yay.
Here you go.
How long did it take you to teach them these tricks?
Well, I actually didn't start with tricks. So when they were little, I trained them on how to how to listen to commands. So stuff like, out, which means leaving a specific room, like if they get in a closet, how to get out of the room.
Right.
I taught them no. That one's a really, really important command,
Right.
is telling them no so they understand what you don't like.
Right.
And then, now that we're going out to a patio, I've been saying inside, so they do come inside when I tell them that. So it's kind of similar to out, but it's a little more confusing.
Right.
Down, like if they're on a table you don't want them to be on, how they telling them down, and they will get off. They know exactly what you mean especially after a while.
Right.
When I first got Luna, he was very rough with her, so he would bite her on the neck. So I would have to be like gentle, and even when he was little, you know how when cats like bite your wrist and bite your hand and all that. Well, teaching them gentle is really important as well, because they're doing it too hard. So stuff like that. So they knew a lot of like house commands before, but I didn't teach them how to do tricks until I want to say a year and a half old for Gingi and about 8 months or so for Luna. I'm not too certain, but it was a couple years ago. And yeah.
Wow. This is great. Like I wanna start with this question. What are the best techniques to train a cat, when called?
Well, this one is firstly, you need a command. So whether that is come here or I have a command for treats. So most people probably say treats, and that's your command. That's fine. I say num-nums, so they know exactly what I mean. You want some num-nums? Yeah, do you want some num-nums? Yeah.
Oh,
They're like, yes.
I love it. Oh my God.
Sit. Good boy. Okay, so my command is just num-nums. Usually I don't really say come anymore because I know the num-nums will work. And usually it's having something that motivates them. And for them, it's treats. So if your cat is not food motivated, it can be more difficult. And that's a whole other topic altogether on why your cat is not food motivated and all that. So I'm not going to get into that. But if your cat is food motivated, that is going to make your day, make your training sessions way more easy. And yeah, that's what I really do. But
oh my God, this are great tips. All this makes me want to adopt a cat because it's not as difficult as I thought. It's not impossible. And this is pretty interesting because, I know some people prefer to have dogs because they think they can't teach anything to a cat. You cannot train them. So this is a game changer for all of us, believe me. So these are great tips. So I want to know, can you tell us what are the most effective treats or, rewards to use when training a cat?
Well, you want to give them something a little bit on the smaller side. So I just
Right.
use these little treats here. This one is from Canada Fresh, this little tiny treats, but anything that's small. So like chicken liver, these are really
Right.
good. Some of the bigger pieces, you can just break it up and then that will be a smaller piece. And then also liquid treats. They are magic, but I only really use these guys when we're doing outside stuff
Right.
because they really love it, and it's a great motivator for them, and they get easily distracted outside. So that is some of the different treats, but something small. Like you don't want it to be big. You want them to eat it fast so you can move on to the next thing.
Right. I see that most of your videos you use the liquid ones, right? They love them.
Outside, really.
Right.
If I'm doing tricks or doing a photo shoot and video shoots, I use the little tiny treats like this or a chicken liver. Anything that's small, that's perfect. Because I want to hold it up to them, and then they will look at the treat while I'm taking a photo with my other hand. It's a skill, I know.
Wow.
It's time. But liquid treats for anything outside or anything that's like a little bit more difficult or challenging or whatever, just because they really need to get their attention span in. And liquid treats is like one of their favorite things, which I don't give often. So that is another thing. You want to make sure it's their favorite thing ever, and you want to not give it to them every single day. Otherwise, they just expect it as just another treat every day. But liquor treats favorites, so I actually give it to them the least amount. It's also extra calories.
Right. Yeah. I think it's important to use treats that your cat finds enticing, and as you said, just to keep the pieces small to avoid overfeeding them. So yeah, this is important because I think when you are rewarding your cat, we shouldn't forget the affection or the playtime, right? They have to have motivation. So this is great. So I know cats are a bit harder to train. So how you can keep your cat engaged or like interested during these training sessions?
Well, first things first is the environment. So you want to make sure that it is somewhere really quiet. You don't want to be outside or have a lot of noise. I do have two big dogs. They're laying down right now, and they are very distracting, but they know the tricks now. So it's not as difficult. Or I'll do it on the kitchen counter, like the island, which is really high up and the dogs can't disrupt them. But hold on, I forgot your question.
Yeah, like how you can keep your cats engaged. Interested,
So food. So my cats are food motivated, so that is my main thing. But also just being excited. So if you're monotone or you're upset or you're annoyed that they're not picking up on a trick, that's not going to do it for them. Okay, you have to be really excited. You gotta give them the baby face, sort of baby voice, and you want to be just happy and reward them, and also praise the crap out of them. Like you want to be happy and excited because they want to please you. It's not that cats are rude or a lot of people say that they're just very selfish. That's not always the case. It's just that they don't know how to learn yet. Once they know how to learn, they know what you want and they'll just do it. Like, for example, if they're doing something they don't like, firstly, they know they're not allowed to do it. But if I tell them to get down, they will do it. They want to please you and make you happy as well, but they don't know what you want from them. So that's a big thing right there. Teaching them how to learn like what it is that you want from them, which commands, tricks, whatever it is. And it's also such a great bonding experience for you and your pets, cats, dogs, whatever, to teach them tricks and to have them understand what you want from them.
Wow. Oh my God, guys, please follow all these tips because you can make training sessions fun and more enjoyable. So this is very effective. This is great. Thank you so much, Teresa. So I think my last question, because I want to know, so what are some simple tricks you can start teaching your cat as a beginner like myself?
Okay, so one of the simpler ones I would say is to sit and high five. Those are one of the two easiest ones I would start with. Okay, come on. All right, so or a command for the treat. So every time you say the command, whether it's treats, whatever you want to say, I say num-nums. I don't really know where I picked that up from, but that's my command. They will come to me. They know they're going to get a treat, and then you don't want to trick them. every single time you say the command, you have to follow through.
Right.
If you start tricking them, they're going to be like, you're not doing it.
Right.
Like, okay,
Right.
so sitting down is a pretty easy one. Let me just get them to stand up. Okay, so if you take a treat and you move it above their head, they instinctively sit down.
Look
Okay?
at that. Oh my God.
And then you just
Cute.
above their head. They're gonna instinctively sit because they can't reach it.
That's
Right?
a good
So
tip. Wow.
the first thing would be to show the action that you want them to do. So doing this, and if they do sit, awesome. So now you're gonna say sit. Come on, sit. Sorry. Sit. Good boy. So you're going to say a command, but also you want to add a hand gesture, whatever that looks like to you. I usually just snap my finger to get their attention, and then I will point down to sit. I just made that up. I have no idea if, what other kind of gestures you can do. That's what I do. And then you want to, every time they do it, even if it's by accident or even if it's halfway. Let's say they sit, but they're up a little bit, but it's still a little bit up. Close enough.
Yeah.
Give them space. Reward them for every little inch that they give you. They don't have to do it perfectly. So for example, if they give you a high five and they're doing it on your arm or elbow, give it to them. They're doing it. They're trying.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. They're trying.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's so great. Oh, look at that.
So you want to make sure that it's a happy experience. That's another big thing. You want to make sure it's all positive reinforcement only. You're not going to get mad at them if they're not picking it up. If they're not picking it up, it's because they have no idea what the hell you want.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's a slow process. So you want to make sure positive reinforcement, really give them the reward, which is treats and praises.
Okay.
And next one would be high five. So this one is an interesting one. You take the treat into your hand like this. You put your hand up like this. Sorry, there's a lot of hair. Gingy. And this is going to be a high five. But you're going to have the treat in front of your hand like this. So I'm going to say high five. And it took a little bit. At first, they're going to boop with your nose. They're going to boop with whatever. And then eventually, they're going to touch it, being like, give it to me. And then you give it to them. Amazing. Next time, you're going to say high five, but with the treat in your hand. Like, you're going to do this probably like 10, 15 times. And you're going to say high five. And then once they start getting it, amazing. Now, next up, don't have a treat in that hand anymore. You're going to have it going like this, but you're going to have your other hand with the treat right behind it so they know that they're going to get a treat. So then when you do a high five, high five, high five, high five. Good boy. And then eventually, you won't even have to say the command. So they're already doing the high five. I don't have to say it anymore. And that's why it's so important to have a command and a hand gesture, because come on, don't embarrass me, bud. Good.
Yay!
Yeah, so it's good to have it, but also cats aren't always the best at listening. They're distracted, so you want to have both a word and a hand gesture, so they really can like pick it up and go, oh yeah, okay. So pop. So the hand gesture for this one is having my hand here low to the paw, and they can give me the hand. So the command is paw, but also my hand is low here, so that he knows to give me the paw. I gotta find some. I gotta find some new ones, but yeah, there's definitely a ton of different steps to go through. So the positive reinforcement, making sure you are happy, you're not getting mad if they're not picking it up. If they're not picking it up, try again tomorrow. It's okay. They're gonna get it eventually. You're patient and also consistent. Second is the calm environment. So if you have two cats like I do, I would recommend teaching them one-on-one, so having a separate room with just one. But I did teach with both, and there are some benefits to this. For example, Luna didn't like her paws touched. It took like months before she finally gave me a paw, and that was from watching him. He was watching him do it. So sometimes it's beneficial, but you're also gonna have two cats coming at you, and you're like, oh my God, there's so much going on. So that's really important. And the small treats that they can chew quickly and finish up. You can also use a kibble. You don't have to use treats. You could give them a kibble, and then just deduct that from their dinner. Like if you have a handful, like let's say you give them a cup of kibble, pour it into a bowl, and that's what you're gonna give them, the smaller kibble, not the bigger size. Anyways, and then you want to make sure you're sitting on the ground. I'm on my couch, but my table's the same height, the same thing. You want to be on the same level with them, like this. You don't want to be standing up. They're gonna be like, "What do you want?" And then the action would be, the actual technique as to how to do it. So having it in your hand or putting it over their head because they instinctively sit, that kind of thing. And then the Next would be the command, the hand gesture, and the reward. So all of it together. So saying the command, using a hand gesture, high five, and then rewarding them. That is the main 3 steps. And then you're going to repeat the process over and over and over again. I wouldn't want to do this more than like 5 to 15 minutes, especially if you're first starting out to teaching your cats trick. Don't overwhelm them. Don't make this an hour thing. You want the entire process to be very good. You don't want to make this a negative experience, or else they're gonna associate, oh, trick time is just annoying, and they're not gonna like it. So you really want to make sure it's a positive experience. And let's say your cat is not getting it. Okay, that's fine, but make sure the ending is always good. Give them that reward, making sure that you're really praising them for a good job, because if they'll associate it with a negative experience otherwise. And then be consistent. Once they learn a trick, do it every single day. And then also, don't give them a treat for free. There's no treats for free in this house.
That's a good one. Yeah,
whether it's sitting for my dogs, they sit and stay, or any sort of tricks they want to do. Make sure it's consistent, and you're only going to give them a treat when they do a trick, once they've learned it, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And then you also want to do one trick at a time. So you're not going to today, like after this live, you're not going to be like, okay, let's do 6 different tricks. It's not going to happen. You need to do one trick at a time. So that would be, pick one. So sit is pretty easy. I think that one's a pretty good one. Like you're just going to put it over their head. Instinctively, they're going to sit. Try that. Try that at home and do that for a week or so. And every single day you're going to do this, but not with their dinner. Not at first. Once they've really picked up on how to sit, then you can actually hold the dinner bowl in front of them and say sit. But while you're teaching them, they're going to be like, excuse me, my dinner is like right now, chop chop. They're not going to want to do it with dinner. Do a trick. Oh, and don't do this training thing right after dinner. They're going to be full and not care about you.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But really just be patient, and like they're going to take some time to learn how to learn. And once they do learn, and once they learn one trick or even one command, you're going to slowly be able to teach them more tricks, as you go. It just takes time.
Yeah. Do you think we can teach them something at any year, or they have to be kitties?
No, they don't. Gingy wasn't. Gingy was an adult when I taught him. She was kind of a kitten, so I guess she was, but he was not. So I originally started teaching tricks because I was making a mobile app for cats. And I'll just move this real quick. I'm like bending down. I was making a cat mobile app because I found that there wasn't anything really out there that was even remotely decent. So I was like, okay, I want to make a cat app where it has like training, education, recipes, wallpaper. I don't know. I just did that one because it was apparently popular. And I stumbled upon tricks. I was like, wait a minute, cats can do tricks? What? And then I was like, well, I'm not going to write about it until I have perfected it. So I started teaching them tricks randomly. It was something that I just randomly decided to do. And I realized it wasn't that hard. I really tried for 2 weeks just to try to do it, and voila, they know how to do tricks.
I love it.
And then I put it on my apps. Yeah, but either way, that's what I did on there. And there is the 3 tricks on there: how to come, high five, and sit, which I'll probably add more to it. I haven't touched the app in a while. But,
well, oh my God, Teresa, thank you so much for your time. These all great tips. And guys, follow her if you want to learn more tips. She always publishes the best content for everything, like food, training, whatever, like lifestyle, whatever you want to learn about cats. She's the best. So thank you so much, Teresa, for your time, and thank you for all these tips. I took notes because this is also very useful for me. So thank you so much for this.
No worries. And just DM me if you have any issues. I'll help you out.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Well, thanks everyone for joining the live.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.